What is up, guys? It is Eternity DMR here. Today I am going to do a little tutorial for you guys. I'm going to show you the best way, in my opinion, on how to compress Minecraft videos. Now, the reason this is just for Minecraft videos is, well, it'll work for other games. It's just I do it just for Minecraft this way because Minecraft, tends not to have like the greatest graphics, so you usually can do compress it a lot better. That's the big thing about Minecraft that I like. So let's get started. So I'm in Sony Vegas Pro 12. You are not required to have this or anything like that. It's just something that I usually do, just so I can work with a smaller file. So you're gonna go find your recording. If you use Fraps, you can use Fraps or How am I even pronouncing Dextory? I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess I used to be able to. Bandicam, which I'm using right now to record my desktop and stuff because Windows 8 is not, Fraps is not fully compatible with Windows 8 yet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, if you're using Sony Vegas 12, you can stay with me. If you are not, you can skip this. You can skip this part and just skip to the later part in the video. So I'm gonna go to my desktop where I have my Fraps recording. If I show you, it is 568 megabytes, and it's only a 1 minute video, but still only 568 megabytes in 1 minute is outrageous. So you do not want that. Obviously, if you're gonna upload that to YouTube, you could, and it's only 1 minute, so I don't know why you would. If you have the same internet as me, that will take about, let's see, about nearly 3 hours for me. If you have faster internet, that could take 5 minutes. I don't know. So you can see it's 568 megabytes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this video, I'm going to drag it into Sony Vegas, and I'm going to drop it in the timeline. And so you can see that it's up here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to right click it, go to switches, uncheck maintain aspect ratio. That is because this is a 1024 by 768 video because that is my resolution, and I want it 1280 by 720. And then the project is also 1920 by 1080. I'm not going to keep like that. It's just I don't really mess with the project settings because I don't really care about that part. I just use the render settings. And then you're also going to want to right click and go to switches and go to disable resample. That'll make it look a lot nicer. Now that you're ready to render your video, go to File, Render As, just wait for it to load. Alright, and then find your customized template or your template that you use. I use one that I made called YouTube. You can take a look at this, I guess, if you want, if you pause it. So what I recommend you doing, especially if this is Minecraft, or any video actually, you can keep this setting. Put the variable bitrate and put 10 million and then your average 4 million. And I would do it with your graphics card because it goes a lot faster. Alright, so now take a look at that. So click render and wait for it to render out. It'll just be a second. I'll just keep it on because I know it'll just be a second, considering that it's only 1 minute. Now it would go a lot faster, but since I'm using Bandicam, it's gonna make it a little bit slower. So I'll actually pause this real quick. Let me go on Bandicam. Let's pause. Alright, I am back, guys. You can see it just finished. It took about 1 minute and 49 seconds. Keep in mind it will go faster if you have better specs than me, and if you're not recording like I am. So normally this would probably only take like 1 minute or so, just because I won't be recording while doing this. So I also unchecked this just to show you guys that it did finish. So I'm going to click close, and I'm going to go to where I rendered it out, which I actually rendered it out to my other hard drive. So I'm going to cut this, bring it to my desktop just to show you guys the comparison. So if I right click the properties on the old video, yeah, I'll just do that. You can see that it's 568 megabytes, and this one is 30.2. We're not done yet though, because you can still compress this even more without losing any quality, really. You can see if I go to details on both of these, the reason this this one on the left is so big is because they literally had the raw AVI is literally pretty much the bit rate is exactly the amount as the actual file size. Now that's insane. The bit rate on here is 4,040 kilobits per second, and the total is 4,152. The reason these two are different is because the data is the video, and then there's also audio bit rate, which is right here. You can see the audio is I put it 112 kilobits per second. So then that's why you get a much smaller file size because you're using a much smaller bit rate. So now what I'm going to do is I can delete this other video now, the old one, and now I just freed up a lot of space on my hard drive doing that. Now what you're going to want to do for the people who skipped down, this is where you can do it if you don't have Sony Vegas. You want to get a program called Handbrake, and I'll probably have this in the description. If I don't, you can yell at me in the comments. So I'm going to go into Handbrake, wait for it to load up. Alright, now you're going to go to your desktop and drag that video into Handbrake. And then now you can see that the source is 1280 by 720 because that's what I rendered it at. And you can have a higher, this really doesn't matter what kind of aspect ratio or resolution and all that stuff you have, just it's just I used 720. You can use whatever you want. Alright, now you're going to go to the video tab. Make sure that the video codec is H.264x264. This is a very good codec that most people use. Then you want to go to frame rate and you want to change this to constant frame rate, and then do not keep this at constant quality. We're going to click the average bitrate and we're going to type in the bitrate we want. So if you remember ours is 4,000, we're going to actually go to 3,000, or you can even go to 2,500. I'm just going to do 3,000 just for the sake of it. If I didn't, just because I rendered it in Sony Vegas, I don't want, at 2,500 might lose a little more quality, but 3,000 you probably will not lose any quality loss. Now if you want to make sure you don't notice any quality loss, check 2-pass encoding. However, that will take a lot longer to render. It'll take 2 times as long because it's going to go render it twice to make sure that it does it just right. Alright, now go to destination and browse where you want to save it. I already have it set to automatically save to my desktop. Alright, it just changed, I guess, so let's change the desktop. Alright, then you can see, you can go through Handbrake and change stuff that you want. However, I don't recommend changing anything else, just keep it how it is. You can change the audio if you want to. I wouldn't, but now that you're ready, go up to the top and click start and wait for it to encode. Handbrake will record or encode a lot faster than Sony Vegas, but keep in mind I'm recording, so it'll take a little longer. Normally this would be a lot faster. So let's just wait for this to get done. And while I'm sitting here, please like and subscribe, and leave some feedback, and stay tuned for my next videos or tutorials. We're gonna have a lot more stuff coming out. Yeah, so just gonna wait for this. Let me just pause it. Alright guys, I'm back. It is just about done. Wow, that speed changed dramatically. Right when I paused it, it went really fast, and right when I unpaused it, it went super slow. Alright, now that we're done, you can exit out of Handbrake, and you can go to where you saved it. And it should be, unless you change the name, it'll probably default as Untitled 1 if you didn't change any of these names. So I'm going to go to the left one. You can see it was 30.2 megabytes. Now this is the new one, 21.9 megabytes. So it won't compress it too much more, but it will make a difference on, especially if you have a slow upload speed. However, the bigger, say this was like 300 megabytes, this will probably be like 220 megabytes. So it depends how much it goes. So there's like a ratio to it. And you can see this is now data bitrate is 2,854, and then the total is 3,000, because you just changed pretty much the total. Now if I'd show you, I guess I'll try and see how good Bandicam is at showing you guys videos. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna change down the volume. You can see this was after the render. Doesn't look too bad. Now here's the after the Handbrake, so you can see that. Let's go after that. You can see there's really no difference at all. Now, if you don't like this, how it looks, if you want to make it a little better, better quality, you can actually go into Sony Vegas, and let's cancel that. And whenever you render it, um, go to Customize Template, and just choose like 14 and 10. And now this won't render, like, it won't lose any like, it won't compress it really. Like, it'll compress it a lot more from the fraps. It'll probably be like, if you have the 500 megabyte video that I started out with, it'll probably put it to like 200 or 300. So it's still much better to work with than like, whenever you record like let's say, uh, like if you're recording a session like with your friends and it's like 40 minutes long, that'll probably be like 80 gigs. And if you did this, if you rendered all of it out, it'll take, I don't know why you'd render all of that out. Like I would usually split it up. But if you rendered all of this out, um, well, for one, it'll probably take like an hour and a half. Well, my voice is all weird. um, but yeah, so you're probably not going to want to do that. So I would just stick it with 14 and 10, or change it to 10 and 4. So yeah, after that you can just do the same thing over and over that you want, and you should be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for some more. I hope this helped you guys out, and I hope you guys can get all your Minecraft videos uploaded and enjoy. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.